What's that, Skip? Shauno's talking about Supercoach again. Let's go. G'day everybody, it's Shauno again, and I'm back with some more Supercoach content. Today we're going to be doing our round 16 review, but before we get on with that, don't forget to subscribe. I really appreciate all the support I've had from all the guys and girls out there in the community, so if you haven't already subbed, please do that now. It helps me out a lot. If you like the video, please like the video and leave me a comment down below letting me know how you did this week. I love getting comments and I will always answer anyone who comments to any of my videos. One last thing, don't forget to join the Discord, and on Thursday when we do our live video, which will be after the footy this week, we can pop your team up on the screen and we can have a chat about it. All right, crew, let's get on with it and see how we did. Now, here on the thumbnail, you see it says a huge rank jump. So if we go to the home page, we got a score of 2,220. That was a round rank of 4,870. Not quite as good as last week, but still very good in the top 5,000 and the top 3% out of everybody. And that took us up in our overall rank 9,315 places up to a total for the season of 34,202. Now, I know 9,300 is not a huge rank jump, but I'm thinking not just for this match, but over the buys. So we were very lucky. You know, my leagues are very important to me. So we won 7 out of 7 in our leagues this week, and including the one that I really like, the one's really important to me with all my friends. That was a really close match against the top team. I managed to just take him out. We both had 2 of the highest scores of the round. So, you know, it was a very tough match, but I managed to just get him. But overall, since we've started the buys, I've gone up over 30, I think it's close to 30,000 spots. We're in the 60,000s. So it's, 25,000 plus spots that we've gone up. And so that's pretty good. And we have won 4 out of the 5 buy round matches. Now, trying to get into the top 8 of my league, that was the plan, to win as many of these matches as I possibly could. And we've done it. Now, we're still in a bit of trouble when it comes to trades. But we'll get to talking about that just soon or in a moment. But until we get there, let's have a look of the team. Sean seems to be struggling with making sentences that actually make sense. So let's move on with it and see and have a look how the team went. All right, let's see who the performers were this week. Really struggling to speak, I guess. So Lockie Ash, 93, a little bit down this week, but our man Whitfield with a bounce back of 119. So we're very happy with that. Second week he's been in my team. Wasn't so great the week before, but this week, very nice with 119. Josh Dacos, 111. We really like this. He's been putting up some reasonable scores lately. My opponent had Houston, and Houston and Dacos were both getting good scores. And so I was glad that I think Dacos just pipped. Oh, no, I think Houston got a couple extra points in the end, like a 114. But we're still happy we kept Dacos over Houston, that's for sure. And look who decided to turn up. Mr. Jordan Clark. He gets 100. How long has it been since Jordan Clark has got 100? I just want to have a look because I'm pretty sure it's been a while. 4 weeks. You got 103 4 weeks ago. And before that, it goes back about another 6 or 7 weeks before that. So 119, he's equal like third highest score of the season. So very happy with that. Still wasn't taking kick-ins really or anything, but he was around, seemed to be around everywhere, which was very nice to see him get a decent score. Hopefully he can keep that up. Then we can stop complaining about him every single week. Will Edwards. Now, I'm really glad I jumped on this guy at the elevated rookie price. He had already gone up 1 price rise, but I definitely needed a rookie. And he's got me 2 reasonable scores. I think he's got a 90 and an 80, and then like a 50 or something in the last few weeks, last 3 scores. He's got an 84, a 47, and an 81. So 2 of his best scores have been since I brought him in, which is got to be happy with that. A little bit of luck, but got to be happy. And Dirksen got another game with Wiedering still be back out, which lets him go up money a little bit. So with the 52, he's gone up to 229k, and still a break even of 20. We got Holmes and Wilkie on the bench. So as we go, we will just sort it out for next week. So that's what my defense is going to look like next week. Holmes, Ash, Whitfield, Wilkie, Dacos, and Clark, a completed defense. Now let's go to the midfield. We had Butters, very nice 155 in the showdown. And then we had Nicky Dacos, that we had as our vice captain, which we took as our captain score, as a lot of people out there probably did, as I recommended as my number one pick in my captain's video. So 154, very, very nice. Thank you for that, Nick Dacos. Finn Callahan cracks the 100. Seems to be, he's just get the 100s lately, but at least he cracked the 100. Will Day, yes, my Will Day wasn't in my team last week, and he wasn't really in my trade plans, but we're going to go more through that when we get to the trade section on what I did. And so, yeah, 110, very, very happy with that. Matt Rao, 116, also welcome back. A lot of people who have been a little bit quiet have decided to show up in Shauno's team this week. So thank you, Matt Rao, for your 116. Very nice. Sam Walsh, 122. Another one with a bit decent score for him. Very, very nice. HK, Mr. Hall Kahan, 61. We'll take it. He's a rookie. Not too problem. And even Mr. Jack Ison got a 53, which is better than what he's got in the last few weeks. Actually made his break even and lowered it down to a 25 for next week. So hopefully he can get some more 50s. There was a bit of a worry that people thought that both Dirksen and Ison were going to be dropped this week, and they both played, which was not that I think their scores counted to my overall score, but it's still nice to have them, and hopefully they'll be there as a bit of coverage next week as well. 3 guys on the bench. So for this week, we've got Bont comes back on, and then what we will do, we will loop Fitzgerald and HK to see who gets the best score out of the two of them. With whoever plays first, we'll put the emergency on him. And if he does no good, we'll bring Hall Kahan on. And if he does good, we'll probably have Banfield there. So that's what we're going to do to try and get to maximize the midfield. As I did mention, we only got 2 trades left, so that's going to have to live like that. Gorn Grundy with the dual ruck this week and a 90. Really, he's plummeted close to over 100k since I bought him. Was a mistake buying him at that price. One of the reasons my team's not going to be a full primo, but yep. So a 90. Gorn was actually, well, he was making it so I could get Dacos's captain score, but we actually got Luke Jackson at 119. No, he wasn't my captain. Dacos was the captain, but 119. Very nice for Luke Jackson. Sean Darcy back in the team. He just proves that he can score even with Darcy in the team. Hit a couple of goals. Did really well. So very, very happy with that. The man, Mr. Sheasel, he was my fallback option for my captain, and that was why. Look at that, 175. I know my team's not doing the best, but my captain options were pretty good this week. I gave you the 2 almost best options with Dacos and Sheasel. Maybe we could have gone Butters for the 1 extra point, but I think Dacos and Sheasel were the 2 best options. And look at them, they scored an absolute fortune each. 175. This man is on fire. It's going to be outperforming some of our premium midfielders soon. Another good score by Mr. Horn Francis, 112. Really liked. He's on a bit of a roll, so we will take it. Petrarca down again with 59. Spent quite a bit of time up forward. We're just going to have to keep him and see how much time he gets or how that works out. They did throw him into the midfield near the end of the match once the match was pretty much over. So hopefully, they get the idea down there at Gold Coast. If they want to win matches, they might want to put Petrarca in the midfield. And Sam Durham, look at this, 128. We were umming and ahhing what it was going to be like when the other players came back. What a great score. For the price we paid for him, under 400k, he has just delivered. We've had him for a couple of weeks now. So we bought him at 300 and something. So after this 127, we bought him, and he was 365. So the week after that, he got a 90, and now he's got a 128. From a 365k player, we'll take that every day of the week. And another player you might not have seen in my team when we're talking about the last video, and we didn't even really talk about him very much, the Riley Thrillthorpe. Yep, we're getting our thrills now with Riley. And yes, got a 96, which is very good considering he got a 60 last week. And we paid, like 300 and what he is now, about 350, 360 for him. So really good. The two guys on the bench and Sharp, who got the 63, which is nice for that as well. Now, I want to talk I guess now we should talk about trades. So I guess we'll do our segment, You're Fired. Okay, before we get on with the trades segment, crew, I forgot once again to let you know who the MVP of my team was. So as usual, we're going to reveal it the normal way. If you look down below me down here where it says schedule, we will go here and there he is. The MVP of my team this week is Mr. Harry Sheasel with a 175. Massive score there by him. And if we look at who's winning the Dennis Cometti medal, so we gave 3 points to Mr. Harry Sheasel, 2 points to Nick Dacos for his big score, and 1 point to Zach Butters. And Sam Durham as a cheapo in my midfield, in my forward line that scored me 128, is very unlucky not to get any points, I have to say, this week. So now we're running at a tie. Mr. Sheasel and Luke Jackson, both on 11 points, overtaking the Bont on 10 points. So it's getting pretty close now. Bont was miles out in front, but now he's behind. He's going to have to, show up in the next few weeks if he wants to get back in front. But yes, it is turning out to be a race. I thought I thought Bont was going to run away with it, but no, it's turning out to be a real, fight to the finish. So we're going to see by the end of the season who wins the Dennis Cometti medal. All right, let's get on with our trades section. You know what it's called. It's called You're Fired.
This is the last straw, Griffin. You are fired.
Fine. I'm not good enough for this place anyway.
All right, crew. Now, the big news is nobody's going to get fired from Shauno's team this week. But I want to talk to you a little bit about what I did last week and what my plans are. As you can see, we've got 2 trades and $1,000 in the bank. Exactly $1,000. So what happened to make me change my mind? Originally, instead of Will Day, we were going to get Noah Anderson. We're going to pay up for him. Now, obviously, that worked out score-wise, as Noah Anderson had one of his lowest scores he's had in ages, and Will Day just put out 110, which was very, very nice. So I'm very happy with the actual result. But the reason we did it is because we looked down the forward line here. Mitch Pod wasn't named. Now, I thought he was safe as houses as a rookie. I thought they brought him in to replace Jamie Elliott, and looks like he's not going to be the man to replace him. They haven't liked what they've seen the last week. Pendlebury came in and he went out. It wasn't even like a forward for a forward. So that was a bit of a shock to me. And then I was worried because I had him actually on the field, and I would have had to play this week in the, no longer best 18, but with a full team with basically a 0 here. Now, I couldn't really, stomach that. I thought, okay, I only really wanted to spend the 1 trade, but I had to spend 2. So what I did is I went down to Will Day, who got him for just under 500K. I think he was 490 something. And then I looked, who could I afford? And I couldn't afford very much. As you can see, I've only got $1,000 in the bank, so I had 371K. And the only player I could find that I thought has a chance of, scoring okay was the Mr. Thrillthorpe. So we got him in, and we're going to hope that he played a little bit of ruck time, which was nice. It's kind of a backup ruck. That might have helped his score a little bit better. And, they've been talking of him playing through the midfield a little bit as well as like a Luke Jackson big midfielder type. So I'm hoping that, he's over these injuries in the early part of the season, and in the later part of the season, he's going to come back on fire, and this is going to work out as a decent pick. Obviously, the 96 in his first week in my team is excellent. So very happy with that so far. Though now we've only got 2 trades, and as I said, nobody gets fired from my team pretty much from now to the end of the season, hopefully, unless there are injuries. So those 2 are injury trades. I wish I had more. I really think at this time of the season, to be successful, I would really need 6 or more trades. But, it's been one of those seasons. It's been pretty rough. And I have to, if I show you my leagues, here's my league, and we managed to get into 8th position this week. I think we were down 2, so we were in 10th. So we've jumped to 8th and we're on 40 points. I'll just go out a little bit, make it easier for you guys to see. So, but there's a lot of people on 40 points and there's a lot of people on 36 points. So if I lost next week, I could potentially still drop down to 13th, depending on the other team's percentages. So I really had to win. This week, as I said, I beat the number 1 team, my good friend Brad up here. So I got some tough matches coming up. So to stay in that 8, we kind of have to win. And a lot of these guys are going to have trades. I know they do. Actually, Jason is now top. Sorry, Brad was at the top, and I kind of knocked him off it a little bit. Sorry about that, Brad. But they're all in the same amount of points, so they're sitting pretty, and I'm kind of struggling to stay in. So no more trades. We have to pray for no injuries, and we just have to try and get through to our league final. So the finals will start in 4 weeks' time. If we go back to my team and we do that again. So hopefully for coverage, there's talk that Dyson Sharp might be getting DPP, mid-forward status. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to work him with Banfield at some point. So actually, Gorn will, Kalani White will go, how we go, Banfield goes down here. Kalani White goes over here. And then Gorn goes here. And yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to swap Banfield and Dyson Sharp as coverage if I get a 0 out here on the forward line. And I've got both Ison and Fitzgerald to cover in the midfield. And in the back line, I think Will Edwards is a pretty safe pick. I don't think he's going out of the team. McCartan came back in this week and he kept his spot and he looked kind of good. He looks like he's got a lot of energy, and you know, I saw him he did a tackle that worried me quite a bit. Sorry about that. I'm just really struggling to get the old words out today, everybody. It must be these late Sunday night games. But yes, Will Edwards looked good. Big, bustling, blonde-haired young man who was crunching people, and he did crunch someone. I was like, ooh, I hope that doesn't get suspended, but I think he's going to be okay. So this is what the team looks like for the rest of the season. So we have, like I said, 2 trades, no money. And what are we predicted? We're predicted to get a 2,538 this week. Well, that would be nice. Obviously, a very good score will probably be over 2,500 to 3,000 coming up. So, you know, but that's my plans. Let me know who you're going to, if you're making trades this week down below. I think there'll be a lot of people making trades and getting people who are coming off that round 16 bye. If you want to know who I think are going to be best for trading in and out this week, don't forget to watch my Wednesday video for my trades and captains video. And I think that provides a good segue as to let's talk about who I'm going to do for captains this week in the in my segment I like to call Oh Captain, My Captain.
Captain, my captain.
Sit down, Mr. Anderson.
Okay, so who plays who this week? So first one we got Geelong versus Brisbane. I guess that could be a tough match. I could think about Holmes, but I probably won't. Sydney versus Western Bulldogs, again, could be a tough match. James Jordan is bound to tag someone. Will it be Bont? I'm not too sure, so I don't think that's a good matchup. Adelaide versus West Coast. If I had a Jordan Dawson, I'd probably have a go here with him for this one, but I do not have Jordan Dawson. Hawthorn versus Melbourne. Is Max Gawn a sneaky vice captain option here? Sounds like it could be another tight match. Not too sure if I love this as well. Freo versus GWS. Maybe Luke Jackson a vice captain. Did Darcy coming into the team affect his ceiling? I'm not too sure. Yeah, not 100% sure on that one. What else have we got? Next, Gold Coast versus Collingwood. Maybe Dacos again could be another option. Gold Coast don't seem to tag, I don't believe. If you could think of a tagger for the Gold Coast that might go for Dacos, let me know. but maybe he's an option also as a vice captain on Saturday. Carlton versus Richmond. Now, we usually like the Richmond matchups, but I don't trust Sam Walsh. So there's nobody there for me. Essendon versus St Kilda. Maybe if I had a sneaky Wangani Malira, I might have a go at this, but I don't think I will. And then Port versus North. So I think for me, it's going to be either a Dacos potentially, Dacos or a Luke Jackson into either a Butters or a Sheasel. And how Sheasel's been performing lately, it'd be hard to go past him, really. Kind of hard to go past him. So maybe it's like a Dacos into a Sheasel or a Jackson into a Sheasel. I think those four for my team are the best options. Either Butters, Dacos, Jackson, and Sheasel. Some combination of vice captain or captains for those guys. So that'll be the video for today, crew. Once again, thanks for joining me. And if you like the video, please like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to me, because that just makes me very happy and it helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. And leave me a comment down below. Love to know how you guys and girls out there went this week and what your plans for the upcoming week is. Don't forget to watch my video on Wednesday for the captains and trades best for your team. And also don't forget to join us for the live video on Thursday, where we will have a good chat about everything Supercoach. And if you want, join my Discord, pop your team in where it says post my team here, and we'll put your team up on the screen and we'll have a chat about it. All right, crew, thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I will talk to you all again very soon.